Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today we are doing a tier list of the Thor Love and Thunder Pops. So here we are, right in front of you, the tier list. So let's just explain why I'm doing this. This is the current wave that I'm collecting, so therefore I just figured I'd do a little video just explaining which ones of these pops I will definitely be picking up, which ones I've already got, my thoughts on them in general. So we have Marvelous, which is the best of the best of this wave. Pretty self-explanatory. Then we have Wow. Not quite at the perfection that I expect from Funko Pops in detail wise, but Wow is still ones that are definitely decent enough to pick up. Then you've got okay, sort of middle of the road, okay to look at, but nothing special. Then you've got meh. Now the meh is obviously where we start to get into the territory of why. Why have they done these pops? Why do they look the way they look? We'll have one or two in there maybe, but the WTF is only going to have one pop in there, and we'll get to that one eventually. But this is just the worst of the worst. I'm going to try not to judge it too much on the movie itself, and rather just look at the pops and the way they look. However, there are one or two of these that I might just have to pinpoint from the movie. And speaking of which is Meek. Meek for me is one of those characters that there was nothing done with her in the movie, or him. I think it is a her. But that's just in okay. It's not something that I really think much of it. But you know what? Actually, no, I don't think it's okay. I think it's meh. Not a big fan of the pop itself. I just don't think there was any reason to make a Meek pop looking like this. It's just from one little bit of the film. So that's why that's there. Here we have a pop ride. And the pop rides are something that I don't actually collect. So this is definitely not what I'm going to be picking up. But that's going to go into the okay section. Nothing necessarily wrong with it. It's just that they're oversized a little bit. Take up a lot of space. Interesting to look at. But that's about it. And those characters in the film were a bit annoying. Yeah, I am judging that a little bit, but yeah, they were a bit annoying, so therefore they're going where they're going. And next up we have Gore the God Butcher, and sorry about that if I've been out of focus throughout this whole video. Anyway, here we've got Gore the God Butcher. This is one that I've actually got, and this is going in Marvelous. The common Gore is definitely the best one out there. There are two other Gores that we'll come across later on in the video, but this one, just for me personally, is better out of the few that we've got. I just like the design of it, the way the sword comes up and the way the base is made. I think it's just a really decent pop. Next up we have the common Thor. This one, you know, there's a Thor later on that I do prefer, and hopefully we'll be able to get, but this one I've got on the way with another pop that we'll get to again later on. This one's just going in wow. I don't think it's overly special. It's just one that I don't put highly as good as Gore, basically. And next up we have the Monty Jane pop. This one, if it wants to go, there we go. This one again is another one that isn't, you know, very special, isn't too, you know, amazing, but I think we're going to put this one in just okay. Again, you know, it's just a very boring pose. A little bit boring to look at. There's enough detail on there, but it's just okay. It's just okay to look at. Next up is another one that I think I have actually struggled with. I've got this one in the collection. And just looking at it sometimes, it just feels like the eyes are a little dead in comparison to the character that it's portraying. But in all fairness, I think we are going to put this into WoW. I think it's on par with the Thor. I have some issues with it, but not overly too much. The details in there are enough, good to look at, decent enough pop. But like I say, for what the character is, looking at the pop, it looks like he could be like a killer of some kind. You know, he looks like a villain, and he's not a villain. So that is why that pop is going in WoW. It's just simply the fact that the eyes are a little dead for a character that is quite joyful. I can understand why they didn't go with black eyes, but white eyes just makes him look a little dead. Next up, another pop that again is just... I've got it in the collection, and it's okay. And I think, yeah, we are going to put it in okay, and it's just simply down to the fact that there's not much to it. I do feel like there is another Valkyrie out there, but I just couldn't find it on the list of images that I've got up for the Thor Love and Thunder pops. But yeah, Valkyrie unfortunately just isn't one that amazes me too much, but it's certainly not meh, it's just okay. Now, next up is another one that I've got in the collection, and this one, you see, I seem to have a little bit of a love situation with maskless versions of these characters of the MCU or Marvel characters in general, or even DC characters. I think just maskless versions just give a bit more jazz to it. While I don't think it's in the marvellous sort of side of things, I think it is just a wow. But for me, this is one that I actually picked up that I wasn't expecting to pick up because I wasn't expecting to see it. Saw it out in the wild at the Entertainer, and just there was no. I mean, like, I literally left, went to look for another pop in another location, and thought, you know what, I'm going to go back and buy that one if I've still got it. And it was the last one as well on the shelf. So yeah, wasn't one that I was expecting to pick up. I certainly wasn't expecting to pick it up simply because I already had a Mighty Thor as well. So it's interesting to see me pick up another one that's sort of the same. I've done it before. I've done it before, not Thor, but I've done it before with like Pennywise. I've got 2 Pennywises. There's also other characters I got twice, like Spider-Man. I got multiple times. Doctor Strange I got loads of. You know, I always said that I would never buy 2 of the same character or the same style of pop or anything like that. I ended up doing that. Next up, we've got the other Gore that's yet to come out. This one I do have a few issues with, but it's again not a meh. It's just okay. It's just the mouth. I don't know. I just don't like the design of it. I don't know why. It just, to me, it just comes across as very lazy. I don't know. I think they could have done a lot more with it. Especially considering the fact that it's just like there's so much more they could have done with it. I think there's a pop later on that sort of has the same problem, but at the same time is better than this one that we'll get to go again in a bit. This next one is Zeus. Again, another one that will be in my collection eventually. It's on the way with Thor. That's going in okay. It's just there. It's just sort of, you know, it's alright to look at, but nothing special. I think the stance is a little wrong as well. I think they could have done a lot more with this pop. But instead he's just standing there with his lightning bolt. And I don't think that's very impressive or very interesting to look at all that much. But that doesn't mean to say it's not interesting to look at all. So that's where Zeus is going at the moment. Next up, we've got the next Thor, and this is the only. There's 2 more Thors that are going to come up, but this one for me is personally the best one because I think it most encompasses what Thor is like in this film, and I think that's why I've got to put it up atop at Marvellous. This is what I hope to get, and it's where he's using Stormbreaker like a guitar. I think it just, like I say, it encompasses what the film Thor is like, whereas like this Thor is just, You know, while it's been one that I've been after for a very long time, this version of Thor just doesn't give me the Thor that we get in this film. Like the one with him with the goats is a lot more so, but I don't know. There's just something that I think he looks a lot more like Thor in that one as well, rather than the other one. But yeah, anyway, that's where that one's going. So now this is where we come to the last of the ones that are out currently and the ones that are out and about now. And this is a glow in the dark pop in a box exclusive. Now I did consider putting this one in with the normal common version of it that doesn't glow in the dark. However, that one for me personally is just, it's the same. You know, when I buy a Funko Pop, I don't look for glow in the darks, or I don't not look for glow in the darks. It's just that it's whichever one that I can pick up on the day. And I certainly won't get the exact same pop just not glow in the dark, or the exact same pop just glow in the dark. But this one for me is the best one they brought out of Mighty Thor. There is another one we'll get to in a minute that I think is on par with this, but I just like the stance, and I think it's just more impressive to look at than the other two. Again, that is one I got in the collection. So that's everything from the ones that have been released and ones that are actually still yet to come. I believe the Storm, the Thor playing Stormbreaker and the other Gore is yet to come out, but all the others are currently available wherever you may get your pops from. However, these Thor, I keep saying Thor instead of Thor. These 4 pops, the 4 that are coming up, are all exclusive to certain places. 2 of which, I mean, one is a FunCon. Another one, I don't know where he's coming from. Maybe he's just a custom. So it's very possible I'll put a custom in here. But the next 2 that we've got are from the Marvel Core collectible boxes. This Thor for me is just really messy. So this is why this is one that's going into the WTF section. There is maybe a little bit of an edit blip in the video, so I apologise for that if I'm sort of ahead of myself a little bit. But for me personally, it was a mess in the film. It's a mess of a pop. I just don't like the look of it. However, yet still there's a part of me that wants it. But yeah, that's the only one that's gone into the WTF section. Next up, we've got Mighty Thor Damaged, which I actually am going to put it in top. Again, not much of a difference. These are both glow in the darks. This one and the Thor in that costume. They are both glow in the dark special editions in this Marvel Collector. But for me, this one just looks better than the regular version. I know that it's not much of a different stance, except for she's sort of in the stance of the glow in the dark one from Pop in a Box. But there's battle damage and she's lighting up. I just love the look of it, just like the same reason why I love the look of the glow in the dark version. And the fact that the damage does help it along just a little bit. But that is why that's going there. We also have Mighty Jane on, I want to say Pegasus, but I don't think it is Pegasus. Valkyrie's horse. This for me is just okay. Same with the reason for the rides. Like, you know, I just don't think it's a pop that should be made per se, like Meek. However, I do like it more than Meek. And I enjoy looking at it more. It's just one that unfortunately I think they did miss out on doing something a little bit more special with. But I just don't see it. Now this is the one that's questionable. This is the one that I don't know where it's coming from, because that one with Mighty Jane and the horse, the winged horse, should I say, is the FunCon one. This one I don't know where it's coming from, but I saw it, and you know it's basically just a hooded Gore, and this one is also going in WoW, because I do like the look of this one. Not quite as much as the initial Gore, but I do like the look of this one. And yeah, these are just all my opinion. You know, you might have a completely different tier list into this. you might look at these and think, good God, he's got this completely wrong. And that's fine. That's fine. I understand everyone's opinion. Everyone has different opinions. We're all different. And that's what I like about us. We are all different. If we were all the same, this would be a very boring world to live in. So, you know, everyone has different opinions. I'm not going to bite your head off if you've got, you know, the gauze at the bottom and, you know, you've got that version of Thor right to the top. I'm not going to dismiss you on that. But anyway, yeah, that's the tier list. Thank you for watching. This has been a bit of a rush video. Also, the same thing as well is that I planned this out. Yet there was still some issues that I've had to come across. Still a lot of bugs on this channel. Of course we are sort of thriving for more of a Funko Pop channel right now, but there's always going to be content coming your way on this channel and on my other channel. I have now got a Scrivel Plays channel, that is where you will see me play my video games. Fall Guys, gameplay footage. We're gonna be doing game news on there. There's gonna be all sorts of game related videos on there. I also am still gonna be doing the sort of thing of talking about MCU movies over on this channel, but this is the main forward focus of this, is that we're going to be doing Funko Pops every Friday or Saturday. It always depends on how well I do with the recordings and how well I do with editing, but Friday/Saturday will be our Funko days. Earlier on in the week is where you'll get the videos of me talking about something that's come out or revealed about movie and TV that I want to talk about, and maybe some news points as well. So that's where the channel going forward. So if you're wondering where all the video games are going, and that is on Scrivel Plays, please go and check that out. Not yet got a video on there, but I am going to go and record one very much soon. But anyway, I thank you for watching. I've been Scrivel. This has been Scrivel. So yeah, keep collecting, guys. And you know what? Put me in the comments where you would put these pops in particular. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see where you would put them personally. Thank you for watching again, and I'll see you next time, folks. Goodbye.